Yo, what's going on today, guys? And today I wanted to talk about. Sorry, I had to blow that out. Either way, I wanted to talk about the Minnesota Timberwolves, and I wanted to say what to expect from this year. Does this team have the chance to make the playoffs? Yes. Okay. They are a team that I believe has the coach and the players to make the playoffs. Will they? Because the West is wide open, and I think at the most they could be a play-in team. I don't know. Eighth seed would be a stretch, but I think they could make the play-in. And at the very least, I think they could be at the top of the lottery, like 14, 13. So let's get right in the video and let me explain why I believe this. And before we start, I would love to hear those opinions down below in the comment section. What do you guys think about this Minnesota Timberwolves? And guys, they finally did it. They got rid of Jared Culver. I've been calling for this for months to trade Jared Culver and Juancho Hernan Gomez. They kept Jake Layman, who I was fine if they kept Jake Layman, even though he's never developed into the three-point threat that we expected. He's never been a 40% three-point shooter. He is willing to take the three-point shot. He's a little bit overpaid, and he's a guy that I truly believe that he could make an impact on this roster if he plays the 4 spot. Now, let's talk about this roster in general. Pat Bev. He's the defensive guy we've needed, okay? And let me just, list off this roster before we continue this video because I think it's important. They have 11 guys on the roster right now. With that being, Leandro Balmaro, Jared Vanderbilt, and I expect Jordan McLaughlin, all three to be brought back. And right now the roster is Karl Anthony Towns, D'Angelo Russell, Malik Beasley, Patrick Beverly, Taurean Prince, Anthony Edwards, Josh Okogie, Jake Layman, Jaden McDaniels, Jalen Noel, and Naz Reid. Jaden McDaniels, from what I've heard, is going to be playing some small forward. He's going to be playing a lot more small forward this year. And with that being said, they also have McKinley Wright IV, who's a point guard, and Nathan Knight, who, in his time in Atlanta, when he got minutes, at the beginning of the year, he looked better than Onyeka Okongwu at the beginning of the year. So I expect Jared Vanderbilt to come back. He's a power forward. Leandro Balamaro's a shooting guard, small forward, and he has some playmaking ability. And Jordan McLaughlin's a shooting guard. And look, they have the starting lineup's probably going to be D'Angelo Russell, Malik Beasley. Actually, I could picture a world where Malik Beasley comes off the bench and is a 6-man of the year candidate. He has the potential to be dropping 18 points a night off of 30 minutes off the bench, being the guy who runs the second unit. So I'm going to go with that. Russell, Anthony Edwards, let's throw Okogie, Taurean Prince, and so Josh Okogie, Taurean Prince, and Karl Anthony Towns to round out the starting lineup. That's what I picture right there. Naz Reid is the primary backup center. And then the backup power forward is going to be Jared Vanderbilt with a little bit of Jaden McDaniel. Not a little bit. With Jaden McDaniel splitting time there. Even Jake Layman will probably see a bit too. And then we'll definitely see, I think that's really it. I don't think we'll see Nathan Knight. Nathan Knight will probably play more backup center behind Naz Reid. And then we go over to the small forward position. I think that's going to be Josh Okogie. And, we'll see some Anthony Edwards there. So, I think it's going to be good that Josh Okogie is going to probably start. He's defensive catalyst for this team. And they're going to put right there. We'll see some Jake Layman to stretch the floor when needed. Taurean Prince can play small forward, but I don't think he will. But I think Jaden McDaniels and Jake Layman will split the primary backup duties behind Josh Okogie, who I believe will be the starter to give that defense. And he's been able to play. Josh Okogie, not Taurean Prince, Josh Okogie, Jaden McDaniels, and Jared Vanderbilt are this team's Swiss Army knives. Guys who can play defense, guard multiple positions, do hustle plays, grab rebounds, dive for loose balls. They'll pass always, and they can score. And then you got Jalen Noel, who is another guy who's shown he could be a 6-man of the year for a team, or a 6-man, like a good 6-man guy who drops 15 points a night. Jalen Noel was putting on a shooting clinic at the Summer League. And yeah, I think Malik Beasley with Anthony Edwards starting, Malik Beasley would give them the possibility. I mean, Anthony Edwards can play small forward, but his best numbers last year lineup-wise, if you go to nba.com/lineups or advanced-lineups, you can see all of the lineups of the Minnesota Timberwolves. And their best lineups were, honestly, if I remember correctly, it was like D'Angelo Russell, Anthony Edwards, Josh Okogie, Jaden McDaniels, and Karl-Anthony Towns. So I expect, Malik Beasley and Anthony Edwards and Jalen Noel demand the shooting guard spot, with D'Angelo Russell being backed up by Pat Bev, who's going to give them that defensive intensity that they need. And he's going to also be backed up by, Jordan McLaughlin. Now, where do I think Leandro Ballamaro fits? I think he's going to be the other backup shooting guard behind Malik Beasley and in front of Jalen Noel, and he'll be the other small forward fighting for minutes. Josh Okogie will start, and unless Jake Layman or Jaden McDaniels or Leandro Ballamaro shows is amazing. Shout out Argentine. My parents are from Argentina. My oldest sister's there, so Argentine connection. But I believe that Leandro Ballamaro could be their secondary playmaker, guy who can play small forward, shooting guard, and even point guard at times. And he's shown ability. If you guys watch him in the Olympics, he can guard multiple positions. He's a good player, okay? He's fun, he's good, and I think he's somebody that people need to pay attention to because he's going to put some people on notice. Now, I also knocked one of my lights over. I don't even know how I did that. That just got really hot. That was really hot. But yeah, so I want to hear you guys' thoughts. I think this team, for things to go correctly, D'Angelo Russell, Anthony Edwards, and Karl-Anthony Towns have to be cooking like they were cooking in the last 10 games of the season. We need Taurean Prince to be an actual factor. I need Taurean Prince to look like the Taurean Prince of the past, okay? Taurean Prince this past year on the Cavs wasn't bad. He played 23 minutes a night, okay? And he shot 40% from the field, but he shot 41.5% from three. So when I say the Taurean Prince, it was the Hawks Taurean Prince, the guy who was averaging, 14 points a night on like 44% from the field and 39% from three while grabbing 5 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal, and half a block a game. That's what we want from Taurean Prince, and that would be ideal. Then Jaden McDaniels and Jared Vanderbilt will have to be those Swiss Army knives behind Taurean Prince, putting up similar stats where they did last year, being guys who can block, steal, and grab rebounds, score, stretch the floor, do a little bit of everything. And Naz Reid, he just needs to build off of last year. We need Jordan McLaughlin to be the offensive backup point guard and Pat Bev to be the defensive point guard. And we just need the team to play with, they were the 4th fastest pace in the NBA near the end of the year. So this is a team that, not near the end of the year, near the end of the year they played with the fastest pace in the NBA. And if they can continue doing that, I think they're going to be a team that is going to cause a lot of problems. So let me hear your thoughts down below. That's it for me, guys. Until next time, guys. But peace out.